Hey guys, and welcome back to my Montferrat into Byzantium into Roman Empire campaign. Obviously for now we've got the first steps done. Started good, expanded, scaled nicely as Montferrat. We are already in Greece. I'm actually just 6 locations away from forming Greece itself. And today it's not only gonna be the only goal. Today is the goal also to form the Byzantine Empire, which requires 300 locations from these areas. So we need 220 more. We'll keep expanding. So far so good. You see this is all my full colors except a few of the locations. We've got 6 cabinet members to handle that. So we should be in a good way to achieve what you're looking for. Epirus is my subject, so let me actually change the subject, use the blended color so it's cleaner. Yeah, and Nice is also my subject. I'm actually gonna annex Epirus in the next 10 years. Economic scaling, so am I. Obviously it seems like we have a negative of balance, but that's just, I think, needs a month or two to update. Plus I'm spending on the Diplo to annex my subject faster. Maybe just spend less on it so we can repay the debt we take to win the latest war. If you're looking to buy any games at a much discounted price, make sure to check partners of this channel, endaba.com. Especially that with the link in the video description and the discount code that you have got there, you can get additional 7% off. This is one of the strongest debates, especially in the mid-late game, because this is increasing the production efficiency initially by 5%, but once you pass the debate, it's 10% for the next 10 years. My Truce with the Ottomans ends in 4 years, so I'm already building spy network on them to create the casus belli. But that one is gonna be slow and it's gonna take time. We should also think about how we're gonna expand into Hungary and Wallachia. Obviously also the end goal is to form Roman Empire, so we should continue our expansion in Italy, but you see we've got a lot of antagonists from our latest wars, because still plenty of the locations in here that are part of the goddamn Holy Roman Empire. So now initially let's just take time to recover our morale and keep scaling while waiting for the Truce with the Ottomans to end. And even though we have such a vast territory, our average control is at 50%, and obviously I'm increasing that. The 3 governors I'm having is 1, 2, 3 land governors and 1 naval. We definitely wanted 1 point to connect our lands to spread the proximity even better. Probably for that also we should move from land value that we have right now to naval, but I don't think that's gonna really possible in any near future. Okay, you see my balance is already at 700 with everything updated. Most importantly, the trade is at 520. I can again spend maximum on the Diplo. Everything else I can also go to my burghers and ask them for money. 13,000, I guess, is just enough to repay that and still have plenty left to continue investing into the country. It's not much more, to be honest, to invest. I definitely need to start unlocking the manufactories soon. It's also crazy, I destroyed Ottomans 2 or 3 times. They still completed the rise of the Ottomans. They have 128,000 levies, 26,000 standing army, and 3,000 of a base tax. They have more base tax than I do. And since I need all of this, all of these provinces are good for formation of Byzantium, I'm gonna focus on taking from Constantinople, from the Ottomans, the low control locations first. Remember, forts are more expensive when not occupied to take, so I'm focusing on here and I'm waiting for them to come on my forts so I can defend. See, I couldn't really take that much from the Ottomans, but I definitely focus on getting their governor in here, which helped out a bit of the control in the southern part of the Ottoman Empire. So this is not bad. We'll probably have to focus on this, and this lands in the next peace deal. We also have now enough lands to form Greece, but that's after the war with Siena has millions dead. This is obviously not all, because we've pieced out all of their allies in Italy, which was absolute pain. But yeah, with this conquest, we are now a great power, which means we should be becoming a cultural hegemon soon. For the economy, we are in the middle. For the military, we are number 3. It's also crazy, the country this size, they are running 35,000 mercenaries. And obviously the cultural hegemon is crucial to start using the assimilatory action. And that's gonna be the only one now that we'll be using for the assimilation. The rest of the guys, they have to to be focused on coring. Looks like we also have a bug, because we have one number of naval governors available, so obviously have it in Constantinople, but for some reason in Athens that we took over, there's also a naval governor that did not get destroyed. Also, you might notice that Black Death went through our country, killing roughly 1 million people. Second Black Death, the bubonic plague. But they are fine because we keep expanding. If I'm to be honest with you, at this point the game is really unenjoyable, the wars, because all of the AIs, they overhire the mercs. Look, Serbia 20,000, Halic 13,000, it's not even your war, 12,000 from Trebizond, 50,000 mercs from Wallachia. And play against it, it's just, you have to hire mercs yourself all the time. I got all the advances on the left part of the tree done. On the right part, I defeated barracks. Military staff efficiency of the cabinet is huge, especially 20%, and tool diplo rep is great for less antagonism. Then the middle part of the tree will be focusing on the workshops as well as the iron output and the other outputs. I'm telling you, I don't have energy for this kind of the wars, and we're just so much more far away from our final goal. But yeah, I'll be cleaning the borders in the Balkans, going towards our final goal, but that's really not a pleasant experience. I'm not enjoying this game anymore. I was enjoying it up until today. But yeah, that's my new borders. We are right now at 137 out of 309 locations needed to form Byzantium. So on our way, we are gonna feed Nice with a few of these provinces, not all of them, because I have really good possibilities to integrate locations, so the rest is gonna stay in my hands. In the meantime, let me show you my cultures map. You see everything is pretty much Greek, 62% of our population. A religious map, where everything is becoming Orthodox. Honestly guys, I will really need that value to go towards naval instead of land. So I'm gonna slowly start adjusting that. We'll start with a change of this current form. That gives a lot of progress towards land. You can go to the expanded view and find everything that gets us towards naval, which is this. And I can't take any of this, because we need to be at least 50 towards naval first. But I don't mind extra literacy or extra efficiency of the cabinet to integrate stuff faster. Then there's this privilege for the nobility. Well, that's just 20 stability that we're gonna pay to revoke it. I can give them something else. Maybe they have something for naval. They should, right? Yeah, and it gives way less of influence. And another naval privilege for the barriers. So with this few, just small adjustments, you see we are going 0.30 towards land. Because now what will be important is to get our ruler on the fleet and get him naval trade, because right now it has the land trade. So this few small adjustments, look, it is already only 0.02 towards land. Now it will be a matter of getting the admiral traits for our ruler, and so we're almost there. Let's just make sure that I will use also one of these guys to start changing the societal value, which is gonna take ages. Just every war in Italy looks like this. I attacked Pope, so I'm fighting entirety of Italy, which means we're fighting 284,000 troops. And that's gonna be more, they're gonna get more mercs for sure. And this is the wars that I have to do every single time they declare on someone. 101,000 dead on their side already, and they have 300,000 more because they just keep hiring infinite amount of mercs. Pope, you're gonna regret you were born. I hope that's not a huge amount of antagonism. The seat of Roma, that's court spending efficiency. It is just fine. Mr. Pope. And here down south in Italy, I can release a historical subject. Would be though. How about we release it here? They wouldn't be able to feed them with too much, right? Yeah, because this is my course. How about we create a custom subject here in the Pope's land? No, I can't because I want Rome in my hands. We could do it here. This is useful overall. And feed them with most of the locations that are unintegrated. Because I need to focus my own resources on the stuff that will be conquering in Greece and Anatolia. And these guys can be also fed with Naples lands later on. Oh, can ask to improve the cultural opinion. And it's the Median culture. How much of it is left? Well, that's better than nothing. Let's go and get it. Now it is cheaper to accept, it's just 0.3. So let's make sure you go and accept that culture. Wanna go and beat small Wallachia? You have to go and face 300,000 of their Hungarian troops. If you thought, yeah, it's gonna be easy, you know, keep beating the Ottomans, they should get weaker each time. No, they get stronger each time. Their standing armies up to 46,000 already. At least we can at last become an empire. What else does it give? More cartridge capacity. I think local governor was already here, so it's not really anything new. More great power score? No, not even that. Yeah, it barely gives anything. But I don't mind becoming an empire. Wouldn't that give me an achievement? Yes! Greatness from small beginnings. There it is, starting as a country become an empire. If Ottomans don't like start diminishing their power after this war, I don't know what's gonna cause that. We're down to 0 levies, 0 regulars. And we are good to peace out. Again, taking a bit of Greece. All these promises because that's where he has the lowest control. Plus yet another governor in Konya. This way, our borders are improving. And we are up to 226 locations out of 309 required to form Byzantium. Honestly, I'm gonna take a break and print some quality maps for our strategy maps.co because we've got 2 orders that I have to fulfill. We already have 2 hegemonies, obviously the cultural one that I'm using full time, look how much of advantage you have, but also the diplomatic hegemony, which helps with the improved relations. And the one that I'm looking the most forward to have is the military hegemon, but yeah, I don't think my military is ready for that yet, but that's gonna be definitely my priority soon to get that war score efficiency. Honestly, I don't even know if I improved my units. No, I did not. So I'll simply have to improve my units, and this is gonna be good enough to become the hegemon. How many troops will Hungary, Poland, and Bavaria bring? That's gonna be once again probably around 200,000 that we'll have to face once they get the levies up. At least the standing army have more, but obviously they'll be also getting the mercs as usual. But you see that advanced we just unlocked? Time to invest in the RGOs. I'll be waiting with Srebrenica in that war. You might know that name from one sad history, to reinforce the other on this location. But are they attacking in Srebrenica? No, but they have plenty of armies around, so we have to be cautious. So you have 2 stacks that are sieging and 1 stack that is a support stack running between them to be able to come and reinforce. I'm gonna put my subjects as Z. They attacked me with 120,000 troops at the same time. They have 265 total. We're gonna wait a bit. We still need to reinforce that early. Then we're gonna start reinforcing. Oh my god, I might be late. No, I'll be here literally now. That was the perfect reinforcement. Look, they have another 40,000 ready to reinforce. While... and the line already broke. I think I broke the line faster than they are reinforcing in the battle. I'm just doing more damage than the initiative is what is impacting that, but you see my 2 lines are breaking as well. Okay, it's fine. Runway just next by. We've lost much more than I expected. Let's quickly reinforce these troops and fight again. Worst part is that I was reorganizing my armies and I forgot to click that button. So they just rushed back the fort immediately. And they attacked me over here. My troops are still not reinforced. But let's try saving it with shift consolidated reinforcements. Okay, that's just perfect. Let's see if I'm gonna suicide myself in Borach. Oh, okay, never mind. I wanted to rush back the fort just after the battle, but instead let's just rush reinforcements because I think we should win. Come on! Is this stack blocked? Why they're running so slowly? Well, I'm winning that. But at what cost? Let's go back home and let's go reinforce the armies because we have definitely way too little to take the fight. I'm actually having issues winning these battles. I think it might be an issue of having outdated units because I didn't update them yet. Yeah, they have H4 units. Is there anything that we're doing now that is so important? I might not win the battle without doing that. I mean, I don't need to reduce inflation, spy network, full output. I need the new units. That's gonna take a while. I believe one of the changes that they did with the patch that I started playing from now, 1.3.8, is it's much harder to have food and supplies to the army, and I can feel that already. That might be also one of the reasons why I'm struggling. About with, and I have still H1 auxiliary units. About we go and get the latest age. Well, I think the mercs are way too cheap because I could gather 43,000 of mercs and I paid 7,000 for that. And the maintenance, I took a bond. The maintenance is 260 a month, which for 1,600 economy is not that much. These guys just don't have any food. I don't think they'll be able to help anyhow with reinforcement. Let's just go with mercs. Do they have auxiliaries? Yeah, they have plenty of auxiliaries. That's why this stack didn't have issue. I'm losing! Mercs versus mercs! What's wrong? What's wrong? Guys, it is tragic. I just have zero morale all the time because there's no food. Do I have to have like 100 auxiliary units per stack? You know, Poland is running 50,000 mercs, Hungary is running 46,000 mercs, but Bavaria is running 6,000 mercs. But yeah, the choice anyway was fighting Hungary and Poland or Naples with its allies, like Austria and the others. So it's fine, I need these locations to form Byzantium. I managed them to attack me on this fort, which I can just go. Why I can't assault it? 33,000? 15 followers. We're likely to fail the assault, so I'm not allowed to reinforce. Let's see if we'll be on time with the reinforcements of standing armies, because it's just mercs fighting for now, and they are doing 1 to 5 losses. 8,000 left. And my army, 2 to 1 losses. This is certainly a waste of resources until we get the new unit types. But the mercs are having new unit types. Yet they are just failing. I will come back next time. Humiliation. Bye, Hungary. That's what I keep saying, you know, by the time my truce with the Ottomans ends, I will have in a second everything integrated ready, and also some of the other locations I conquered in between. I was actually 2 years old when I learned something new. Look, when I changed this advisor, something that is about this guy. Let's change him. And put a crown character there. We have crown characters to put there because look, if you find a lady, 18 years old, great stats, We can grant her a cabinet right. Still will cost me some money, but I have money. Then we put her in the cabinet. And we make her a cabinet head. Look, that it is giving us... Oh, it's not showing anymore. Having a crown character being head of the cabinet gives 25% bonus to the crown power. So instead of 38.74, it's 40.7. And you know, that legitimacy that I lost and cost me a lot of money, I can get it back from Kleros. Because they're super loyal, so they'll be happy to give me that. And these guys are also happy to give me 35,000 ducats. I have the military hegemon. Wallachia will be giving us whatever we want. We most importantly actually want their capital. Because that's a market and a seat of the patriarchate. Because we have, I don't know, maybe I probably should have created my own patriarchate. But at least taking over that seat of the patriarchate is gonna help us out. Get some more bonuses from the orthodoxy that, than I'm getting already. Let's also get us closer to required amount of locations to form Byzantium. With Nice integrated, we only need 26 more locations that I'm gonna take in the next war with the Ottomans. But I made a plan. Because obviously right now my homeland is leveraging 1, 2, 3 governors to keep really high control all around here. It's not that good in here. I keep increasing that. What I'll do, I'll wait for the naval to hit 50. You see already at 8 and it's changing quickly. Because that will unlock me a guarantee form that gives me a second naval governor. Then I'll move capital to Constantinople. You obviously put some governors in here. And we'll be having access to 2 naval governors from here. I just realized that we actually have a Byzantine law, legal code, that gives us additional guarantee form, centralization, and bureaucracy slot. And to be honest, I'm not gonna... It has to be embraced. I'm not gonna use that bureaucracy slot until we form Byzantium, because that's gonna unlock us more unique bureaucracies. Maybe something better than we have by default. Looks like they moved the patriarchate with them. Can I leave it? Yeah, I guess we have to fully annex Wallachia to take it over. I think this used to be every 10 years, but now it's every 5 years that I can do this interaction, which is OP. That much money every 5 years? I don't have to make any money. I'm actually not sure if this will be enough to have provinces for Byzantium. I try taking the low control. Yeah, now we have enough. So, next step, naval push. There we go. 51 progress towards naval, which means we can go ahead and pick up our 7th guarantee form. I'll be choosing between the 2. I'm not really choosing. One gives development for the ports, proximity impact for port, and more progress towards naval, and a governor. And this, it gives flat proximity cost for port and harbor capacity and a naval governor. This gives more progress towards naval. I want to get this to 100, so let's start with it. But actually it doesn't matter because I will replace one of the other guarantee forms that we are having. Like honestly this, yeah, because 10% crown power is not that much. So once both of the reforms are embraced, I'm gonna get 2 additional naval governors. Let's also fix our stability by going to agriculture and taking 20 staff. And did you know that Barbaroi are actually giving manpower? This is goddamn OP. As you see, my balance is not as good as it used to be. Main reason for that is we grew our wealth and economical base a lot, while the tax base it is also increasing, just not as fast, because I'm conquering a lot of rich lands over here from the Ottomans and the others, and the control is slow. So I'm moving the capital to Constantinople with naval governors here is gonna help. Honestly, I feel like there should be a cabinet automation for a specific cabinet member to have like automate integrating. So I don't have to micromanage integrating every single province, but rather they know, okay, I have to go integrate. Anyway, it's time to break Naples, and it's gonna be very hard work, because besides Naples, look at that. It's gonna be all of these guys joining, most importantly Hungary and Milan and Venice. And here, like each of them can bring probably 30,000 mercs each. At least I think Hungary will join without Poland. That's at least how I understand it. Well, I'm gonna call in Ruthenia, so maybe Ruthenia is gonna help tanking the damage from Hungary. The goal is also to simply just defend here, look how many forts I have, and I can peace out Hungary for accumulation. Like these guys, they will go and focus on sieging down Naples. Look, they have combined 451,000 troops. Come in. Because Ruthenia is also having a decent amount of the troops. And with each percentage of push towards naval, you see how much more proximity I'm getting here around Constantinople. The guarantee forms are done. Since I'm at war, I'm not changing the capitals yet. I want to test out creating some naval governors already. Athens, is it even good? Yeah, there's 50 proximity, so we could increase it by adding a governor. So one will be in Athens. Another one in here, I would assume. Actually, not that good of a choice, to be honest. We have to go with this. Since we'll have Athens, it will not have much of an impact. But it's good to test it out. I think I was particularly lucky with that war. Hungary did absolutely nothing. I think Ruthenia kept them busy. Yeah. So I can peace them out for simply a humiliation. So I'm just paying them prestige to fuck off. And that's the new proximity with these two naval governors. I think having normal governors in here where there's much more land, you know, you go more inland, and naval governors here where I'm mostly at the coastlines will be much better for us. I'm trying to hurt Naples with that war as much as possible, so you know, I destroyed their army, I destroyed part of their economy. Now I'm gonna take their governor, that gives him proximity, and split it in half while trying to connect my own lands now. It is obviously a bit of border war, but this little border war is in order to fix the borders. Ideally already in the next war, but most likely in the next 2 wars. I also hope that's not much of antagonism. It shouldn't be because it's a non-HRE nation in Southern Europe. It's totally fine. Look, this is what I'm talking about. This land should be much easier to take, and he cannot build a normal governor there because these locations are no longer connected by the road with their capital. Oh, and I think it's a bug because I took over this location which had a naval governor and I kept it, even though it's above my naval governor's limit. And it doesn't matter because I'm about to lose it as I move the capital to Constantinople, and I think this is the time. This is the time to move the capital. Let's go. Move capital. Constantinople. And remember guys, before the move, my average control in the country is 39%. Let's see how it's gonna shape with the whole change. You know, with this button every 5 years, this is just infinite money glitch. I think they made it too strong. Or maybe the cooldown should be longer, but yeah, it's a bit too easy. That is new capital. Let's actually give it a month before I do anything. I'm curious about the proximity. I don't think that's right. It might need another month tick because there are no governors anymore here. Yeah, all red. Okay. Let's start with naval governors. We have 3 of them to distribute. How about we look at the harbor capacities? I'll do one in Montpellier. One in Genoa. And then I guess one in Rimini. It's gonna be spreading here later on. I don't think it has great harbor. It's okay, great. It's gonna be greater here in Naples, but I have to conquer it first. So Rimini is gonna be a temporary one. And then we can build another 3 governors back home. Land governors. As long as that's out of curiosity. Could I build it potentially, let's say, here, or there's no... There is land connection. Might not be that a bad idea. But let's start with the north. We need one on this river for sure. Ideally somewhere here, so spread it here, and also here, and also here. There's no towns. So there's no cities. I could create one, but for now let's just put it here. Another one will be in Nice because there's silver and gold mines all around. And then I will actually put it in here. For now it's gonna be useless because I still didn't cover these locations, but long term it's gonna be perfect. Probably later on, how are the rivers? Yeah, we'll want to put it somewhere over here. Oh yeah, now the next step is formations. We can form Greece. It actually gives advances. Manpower, wine output, crown power, infantry bonuses, navy bonus, speed of 20% speed of integration. So going from Greece, which is actually having a really cool color, just with my mod, you know, I'm using a mod for the color of the water. It's a bit blended, but let's see, yeah, I got 3 bonuses for each age now. Now let's go ahead and form Byzantium, which is gonna give me many more advances. We unlock Restore Roman Borders castles, which is minus 50% conquer cost. And that's our new color. Obviously we'll have to start fixing these borders. And I can already form Roman Empire? It's probably more like Eastern Roman Empire. But that would... I was saying Crimea, but that's Rome. That would move my capital to Rome. But I'm not sure I want that. I want the capital in Constantinople. That's what the whole thing was about. Let's compare, because maybe I think these advances will be on top of what I'm having. Look how many advances I have. You know what? We formed the Roman Empire, and I'll have to just move the capital manually back to Constantinople and redo all of the governors. We are Roman Empire now. Just look at this. How many advances is that? Let's count. 50 advances that we have. Okay. Let's move the... Can I move the capital? Let's move it again to Constantinople. I also promised you guys to show you some of the map modes. So this is our cultures. This is where we have Greek. This is the religions map mode. Urbanization, didn't urbanize that much besides here and obviously my homeland. Literacy, I'm not focusing on it that much. Development, obviously Italy. And the markets, we probably have to improve it all around here. Now, let's see. We have additional bureaucracy slots. And we have many more bureaucracies to choose from. But you know what? I'm gonna finish the episode here. It's long enough already. We formed not only Greece, not only Byzantium, but also Roman Empire. In the next episode, we'll focus on checking all the advances we just unlocked, checking the new bureaucracies, checking the new features that we'll be having, and content, including new events, and we'll be restoring the true Roman Empire borders. Like the borders you can find on strategymaps.co and one of our 4 Roman Empire maps that we are having in our store. You can use code to get 10% off. Bye!